So this is going to be kind of review. When we're talking about playing the closed guard, right? So it depends. Like if you're here, you are in the attack position, and your top priority here is don't lose the guard. Don't let your guard get past. Okay, that's it. That's it. Because everything I just told you is true in the last video where we're talking about, how are we going to get that guard to be broken. And so don't focus so much on trying to go for submissions, but start setting up whatever attack that you're going to do. So, a lot of times if they're trying to posture up and they're trying to put their knee in my butt, or they're trying to shuck my leg off, or they're trying to stack me or whatever, if they start trying to go for my armpits, I'm going to be defensive about that, right? I don't want their hands in my armpits because it glues my shoulders to the ground. I lose my mobility. So I don't want to have that. I want to be able to move around. I want to be able to go here. Now, one mistake people tend to make in the close guard is that they tend to just kind of clamp on, and then they try to... Okay, you're never going to be able to pull somebody down to break their posture. So remember, the key here is that getting your knees wide and pulling them into your armpits, right? And if somebody's being really, really aggressive about trying to break open my guard, trying to escape, I'm just gonna do that kind of shit. I'm just gonna keep breaking their posture down, and I might, if they're trying to pressure on here, right? We get into that hook and we keep their posture down, right? So if somebody's trying to pass, they're trying to do anything within my guard, I'm going to keep them busy and occupied and having to play the defensive of not getting knocked over, not getting swept, not getting submitted, right? So that's all I'm doing. I'm not going for any submission in particular. I'm just messing with them until they make a mistake, or I've done something that allows me to get to a better control position, right? So if I can break the posture down, overhook the head, overhook the arm, right? Flare out, get that nice tight elbow pinched in, entangled arm position, right? Now I've got really, really good control, and I can start to open my guard. He can't escape at this point really easily. So throw my leg over, get that arm bar, get a triangle, whatever you want to from there. But again, how did that happen? Well, it happened because I was not letting them pass my guard. That was my number one priority that whole time. And if you're getting bored with this playlist because I keep saying the same shit over and over again, it's because, guys, I need to drill it into your heads that your priorities in every position is what's going to make the difference. Okay? So if you are trying to beat me, you have to be slower than I am. You have to be smoother than I am. You have to not allow for space. You have to keep me on my toes. If I end up inside your guard, you can't let me start to try to pass, right? If you get stuck in a defensive position, you need to make sure that, for one, that you're starting to break that connection with me without giving me any submissions to start fighting for, right? So start learning how each one of those positions work, and start working on, okay, what are the clean escapes here that don't compromise me, okay? Don't be so desperate to escape that you are throwing an arm out, that you're letting your neck go into the open, that you're getting to a worse position where you have less chance of defending yourself. So that's what I've got for you guys. And for some of you, you might be like, okay, well, that's disappointing. I was looking for this like really, really big secret. But what it comes down to is technique. It comes down to patience. It comes down to control. It comes down to space, right? Are you creating space when you want space, or are you closing up space when you don't? Are you creating an environment where you are... where you're stopping me from being able to move or anything like that? Are you trying too hard to stop me from moving, right? Because remember, guys, when we talk about top control positions, and I really think that if you've gotten this far, you've watched every single video, and you're like, well, that was everything, go back. Watch the videos again, every single last one of them from the beginning. And when you've gone through all the videos like 24 times, and I'm not joking here,
24 times, and you've each time you've watched a technique and you have practiced it, probably, 3 sets of 10. Do 10 reps, let your partner do 10 reps, then repeat. And you've done that, so that would be 24 times going through each technique, and each time you're getting like 10 reps per set, right? So that's 240 times doing that times 3, and so that's close to like 750 times of doing that technique. That's getting pretty close to 1,000. And really, guys, that's where your success is going to come from. It's going to come from hard work. It's going to come from patience. It's going to come from dedication. And so, if you were expecting me to, in this playlist, be like, oh, here's this really cool, simple trick to getting me to submit to you and be able to beat me consistently, well, the truth of the matter is I put in my mat time, right? And to the extent that when I've done these videos, guys, I have very rarely even referenced the curriculum that my school goes through. I just knew what I wanted to talk about and went through it. And when I looked at the curriculum that we had, I noticed that like probably 75% of the things that's on that we covered here. The things that weren't are things that are gi specific, like hammer chokes or things like that, where you have to use the clothing to be able to finish the choke, clock chokes and that type of thing, bow and arrows and all that. But generally speaking, I've lost my train of thought again. But I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing it for 6 years, where I've been training before COVID a minimum of 3 times a week, if I can help it. There was a period there for about 2 years there where I was training 6 days a week, and I was sparring every single time. And a lot of people, when they get close to being a blue belt, or early when they get their blue belt, they do that, and then they burn out and they stop. And I moved to Maine, and then we started up again because my husband saw us getting depressed. So I hope this is helpful. I hope it gives you a lot to think about, and I know that I've said everything I've said here before on other videos, but it's so important that I think it's worth reiterating. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this is helpful. I'm sorry it took a month before my newest actual wrestling video. I know I've been a little bit hyper-focused on the conditioning program that almost nobody's doing, despite everybody asking for it. So if there's anything else I can do for you guys to help this community grow, to help you guys improve in your wrestling and whatnot, guys, this playlist came because somebody asked me a question. So if you see something that you're struggling with, if you don't understand a concept, do ask. Because a lot of times, I will get on the ball and I will make playlists, I'll make videos specifically addressing those issues, whereas if it's left to my own devices, I'm going to practice the cello, and I'm going to write a musical. I'm going to do other things in my life that I've been putting off. So you guys keep me motivated, and so you guys have a lovely night. I've talked too much. See you later.